long.
We can start. In 3, 2.
And welcome to Cabomil News and Community Updates in English. This is Corey Riggs with Claudia Vela. Today is August 28th, 2020. And Claudia, we have one heck of a show today, don't we?
We do.
Well, we're very excited. Go ahead.
We feel excited and privileged to have such a special guest.
We're starstruck right now. But I encourage everyone, obviously, you can follow us on Facebook Live, Cabomil News. You can also go to our YouTube channel on Cabomil News, and you can follow us there. There's some past programs there. You don't want to miss them. You don't want to miss last program either with Daniel Becker. What a great guest he was. Please check it out, and you'll learn a lot about the economy. You'll learn a lot about leadership, and just a lot of other things. The great thing about Facebook Live and YouTube is you will get a lot of bonus material. Obviously, if you're listening on Cabomil, you'll get the hour show. Facebook Live, YouTube, you can get up to an hour and a half. We go a little bit longer. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about our guests. And speaking of guests, we have Gianmarco Vela today. Vela, sorry, Gianmarco. I pronounced a little bit wrong, but there we go. You're here with us today. We're very excited to have you. Gianmarco, I mean, his resume is so long, I don't even know where to begin. He started the investment banking business. Many of you probably know him from Canarac. He's with the Canarac in Baja California, or in Los Cabos. He's also in the National Canarac of Mexico, vice president, and he is chairman of Sabor a Cabo, president of Sabor a Cabo. He's also a restaurant owner, Sunset de Mona Lisa, Sunset Point, Ocean Terrace. He's a developer, and there's so many other things about him that I just learned from getting ready to do this interview. He also plays the piano in a jazz band, and we should have actually had you play today, Gianmarco.
Oh my God. First of all, Claudia and Corey, I'm honored and very happy to be here. And yes, I try to keep myself as busy as possible, as you mentioned.
How many hours does your day have? How do you fit so much in only 24 hours? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, I've got work-wise, I feel privileged because I have a very, very good team. I think the success has been thanks to selecting the right people that can really do the job, and I can free some of my time to do all those other things that I like to do. So I delegate a lot.
Well, we're so excited to have you, Gianmarco, and as you know, if you've listened to our show, we bring leaders of Los Cabos, leaders from Mexico, to speak to the English-speaking audience, and there's so much going on, and we want to let the English-speaking audience know what's happening in Los Cabos. And we thought of no one better to bring onto the show this week than you, and to just talk a little bit about what's going on in the economy right now, what's going on in the restaurant business, development, and give us some insight. But before that, I want to get a little history about you. Where are you from? How long you've been in Los Cabos? Just give us a little background, how you arrived here.
Yes, Corey. I arrived 15 years ago. Well, the first time I came in Cabo was in 2001, so it's almost 20 years ago. And the idea was, I was living in London at the time, and my idea and the family idea, my wife, and we were looking for a place like Los Cabos. Actually, we talked about Costa Rica, we talked about Australia. We wanted to go in a tropical place, a beautiful place where there were also opportunities work-wise, where we wanted to really grow our family, our kids. We have 3 kids. We had 3 kids. Now they are not kids anymore, but and we found that in Cabo. We found all of that. I think Cabo has got a form of some sort of spirituality into it, and both myself and my wife, Elisabetta, we just fall in love with Los Cabos. It took us 4 years to move from London. We were coming back and forth. We were saying, are we crazy? Are we doing this or not? And we finally said, let's do it. And here we are, very happy to live in paradise.
Very good. And you're originally, I asked you if you were just from Italy, and you said no, you're Napoletano. So
Io soy napoletano, 100%.
Non in italiano.
Italiano, exactly. Yes.
So you found what you're looking for in Los Cabos, and based on your, how did you start when you came to Los Cabos? Did you start in the restaurant business? Did you start as a developer, or how did it develop when you first arrived here?
My romantic idea was initially coming from London to be an investor and in real estate, and without getting involved in the operation of the business, but just creating a fund of investment and doing those deals. And the first deal was the Thompson Hotel. I mean, actually, it was called at the time Olamar. Development was supposed to be a fractional ownership. That was the first thing I got involved with. And the restaurant Mona Lisa, which was sold to us by the same family. Actually, the Mona Lisa was to get to the property of the Thompson, we needed to take on the operation of Mona Lisa. At the time, I was not very happy with the idea of getting a restaurant. I didn't know anything whatsoever about restaurant, coming from investment banking. And I said, well, the piece of land is amazing. Let's take the restaurant. Let's see what happens in the future. And then slowly, you get sucked into the operation, and you have to take care of many things. And I started to like the restaurant business. It's interesting. It's one of those business when you have an idea and just you implement it, you have the result immediately, the same day. You do a development, you design, it takes you months, and then you develop and you start selling, and you know if you did something good or wrong after maybe a year or even more. So that thing, the immediate result, it's exciting, I think, in the restaurant business. It's a complicated business, but it's really exciting.
And who knew it was more complicated than investment banking? Because it's 24/7. Right? I mean, it doesn't stop.
Way more complicated than investment banking.
I was in the restaurant business in Las Vegas. I actually ran the food and beverage at the Luxor for a while.
Ah, okay.
I have to tell you that I could not wait to run away from that business. So I'm excited to be in a different business now. But I'm glad there's people out there that love it. We all love going to restaurants. So
Absolutely.
Claudia, I'm going to let you. I was talking all last week.
No. This is great, and it's always interesting to see people that come from different environments and end up getting involved in new things. We all know that there's been a huge impact caused by the pandemic in the restaurant industry, and of course, there's lots of places that have closed down and a lot of people out of work. How do you see the recovery, knowing that you are such an integral part of the restaurant business, and also a leader in terms of the way that the restaurant owners act and the measures that they take? How do you see the recovery?
Claudia, there is a big difference between Cabo, the recovery in Cabo, and the tourist business in Cabo, and the rest of Mexico, and possibly the rest of the world that is not such in a privileged position like Cabo. No? Cabo has shown resilience over and over in many situations. And Just to give you an idea, and this is not only my restaurant, but several restaurants in the tourist area, they have seen quite a good demand from clients. I mean, unexpected, to be honest. Of course, we are nowhere near the levels that we had in 2019, but at least we are starting to see a flow of business that is keeping us alive, honestly. So, and if I would say above expectation. Now, the restaurants that are having more difficulty are probably the restaurants that are outside of the touristic area, and that are maybe more linked to the local market as well. Those are the restaurants that are suffering, just like in the rest of Mexico. So from what I've seen, talking to Maurizio, the Hotel Association, Rodrigo Esponda, from the tourist board, it looks like the recovering that we are seeing, that is already above expectation of what was estimated back in April, is going to continue going toward the end of the year. So there are some estimate that give probably 30% below last year by November, December, which would be fantastic. Where do I sign, please?
That's great.
And some more less positive that show 40 to 50% below. So from what we are seeing now, probably a 30% below last year is a most likely scenario. So I'm optimistic. Honestly, I have to say we have seen good numbers. We are happy. We started to open 3 days and then 4 days, and now we are open the whole week with the restriction, of course. There are lots of restaurants that are open air, and it's easier for them. So overall, Cabo, I think Cabo is coping well. It's not easy. Of course, we will see still some struggling going forward, but all in all, again, the resilience of Los Cabos is gonna happen again.
It's good. I mean, it's great that you are being optimistic, and we've seen that the restaurant industry in general in Los Cabos has been very adaptable. They have some immediately started offering takeout or delivery modalities, and when it's all said and done, do you think there's still room for new restaurants, for more new businesses in Los Cabos? Because we know that some are going to close. So what do you see as the future regarding new openings?
I can give you an idea that probably Mexico-wise, the numbers that we have at the national level in the restaurant chamber is about that it could be 25 to 30% closures of restaurants. Here we are talking in Cabo. It's difficult to know in Cabo because some have decided to open later, maybe in October or November. So it's really difficult to assess the right number. But I can tell you that we are talking about a 10% overall. And again, a good part of the 10%, it's outside the tourist area, no? And so probably it's restaurant that we don't see every day, or they are not that well known. So, yeah.
Wow. It's always, the tourist area is like the heart of Cabo, what keeps Cabo going.
It is, and it's important, Claudia, that the hotel, it's important that we reassure our clients that all the safety are kept in place. I can tell you that, when clients come to not only our restaurant, but the restaurants in Cabo, they get really impressed to the level of hygiene and you know, the ozone tunnel, the UV lights to disinfect the, you know, cutlery and so on. They don't see that necessarily back home, so they feel safe. And many of them have decided to extend their holiday, and the holiday has become a quarantine actually in Cabo, which is not a bad way to spend the quarantine time.
Definitely a lot of people not wanting to go back, that's for sure. They want to stay here. This is the best place to be.
I think there were quite a few people who actually were on vacation when all this started, and they decided to stay in Cabo. We've had some people that helped the Alliance in that situation, right, Corey?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. A lot of people that just stayed and helped right along, which I just want to mention too, that when we started this thing, when this thing happened in late March and we started doing the Alliance, Gianmarco was one of the first people that we called from the Alliance and had a conversation with him. And he was offering a lot of different supports, including possibly the convention center using for a big kitchen. You know, we found a different way to distribute food, but I just want to, you know, thank you, Gianmarco, publicly, because you definitely jumped in and supported, have been supportive of what's happening with the Alliance. And we're still giving food out, even though things are back. There's still a lot of unemployment in Los Cabos. We know that people couldn't bring back their whole staffs yet, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But just thank you for jumping in. You've always been supportive of the community. And something I learned recently, and you mentioned, was that you have a brother that's here with you in Los Cabos who has Down syndrome that you help take care of. And tell us a little bit about him.
Valerio is my brother, and he's Down syndrome, and he has been living with me for some time. Even when I was in London, he was living with me. He's super independent. I have to say my parents did an amazing job in making independent and capable of taking care of himself, up to a certain point, of course. And he can travel on his own. He takes a plane and goes back to Italy to visit my mom, and he can come back and he can cook. He works in the restaurant. He has interviews in the radio as well. He's amazing.
We should have had him on today too.
Absolutely, one of those days. Yeah, why not? And he's a really fun guy to hang out with, and he's a happy person.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who have kids that have Down syndrome, and I have to say there's such a joy in people that have Down syndrome, and they're very much in the moment, and it's almost, there's a little bit of jealousy. It's so happy and in the moment, and everything's wonderful, and it's an amazing gift. They always say, Corey, this is the biggest gift of my life that they came into my life, and so it's just amazing that he's able to be here with you, Gianmarco. So that's great.
100%, yes. 100% influenced in a very positive way my life, and made me who I am today. 100%, yes.
Well, again, just thank you so much for your continued support of the Alliance, and we've really all the business leaders have really helped. As we know, there's over 190 different businesses and nonprofits involved, and you're definitely one of them. So thank you for your support with everything that we're still doing and we continue to do.
And Corey, sorry to interrupt, even the convention center is being used now. There is Chef Edgar and another association using it. And this is what all about Cabo. It's really, I've learned from the local entrepreneurs because they are very united. So I just follow their path. And the sense of community here, it's amazing. You know, I'm also happy and to be part of the Consejo Coordinador de los Cabos, But apart from the Consejo Coordinador, there are many groups of entrepreneurs that this is what they do. They see a problem, they intervene, they want to solve it, and they put their resources at disposal. So this is really good. This is very important.
No, that's great. Good.
Before we go, because this is something that everybody was talking about last week when the announcement was made, Sabor a Cabo, you're a member of the board, you're part of the organization. We know that it was canceled for this year. And before there was talk about moving it to earlier in 2021. Have you decided what's going to happen with that?
We are discussing with the committee. We have a plan. We have an idea. We are thinking to do it during on the 2nd of November. I know it's far away, but this is the 15th anniversary of Sabor a Cabo, so it's an important event, and we want to do something spectacular, recalling also the tradition of Mexico, so that we have the culinary part of it, we have the music with the concert, but we can add some culture with the Day of the Deaths, no, the 2nd of November, and imagine everybody dressed with the Caterina and the altars and all of that. I think it's something that not only for the community but also for the international visitors and people that come from outside, I think would be a great thing to add to Los Cabos. So
bring back Lila Downs, who was here for the 10th anniversary.
Sorry, what was that?
Lila Downs, who was here for the 10th anniversary.
Yeah,
she was great, and it's great Mexican music. So bring her back.
Yeah,
my request.
We'll take into account.
Any ideas for artists? But speaking of that, I mean, maybe you can't say anything, or maybe you could just let us know. We won't tell anyone.
We won't tell anyone.
We have ideas. What I can tell you is, well, it's early on. It's very difficult. You know, this is something interesting because we are not, when we choose an artist, we are very limited in, first of all, what we can spend, but also who's available, because in order to not spend a huge amount of money that we don't have, and then it takes out from the donation, we need to choose the artist that is on tour exactly in the period that we need it. So the choice is quite limited. So if we do this thing on the 2nd of November, we need to find a traditional Mexican artist, and Claudia, you were right. Someone like, we cannot call again Lila Down.
No, of course.
But someone who can resemble, you know, the culture of Mexico and can be, you know, interesting in this sense. So that's the idea. But we are open. I mean, we cannot restrict to that. We are also trying to concentrate on the gastronomy and have the concert separate. Have you been to the last Sabor a Cabo?
No, the last one. Well, you had the cancellation right at the last moment, right? And you had it started, and they were great.
Not of the Sabor a Cabo. Sabor a Cabo went on. We had the cancellation of the artist.
Alejandro Sanz.
Alejandro Sanz. Lots of headaches.
Big headache.
Claudia, you won't believe it. I had a week of headaches and, you know, not sleeping comfortably at night.
Both Corey and I have been in event organizations, and we know what kind of headache that can be. I felt for you. I felt so bad when that happened. And that's one of the questions that, and this comes from a lot of people when they knew that you were going to be on the show. There's always been this talk about just kind of like simplifying the festival and making it more about what it used to be, which was focusing around the food and the participation of all the restaurants. And then the music is great, but maybe it shouldn't be the most important element. That's the thing that a lot of people have mentioned. What are your thoughts on that?
Claudia, I cannot agree more with that. And that's why I asked if you were at the last Cabo, you would have seen that we have completely divided the area of the concert on one side, and we did a lot for the gastronomy, and we invited the international chef for the first time. We had Michelin stars, chefs that came. We had even a competition.
You had the competition, yeah.
And so there was a lot about the food and less about the concert. And I think that format, we want to insist on that and improve it. Yeah. So, for instance, what you're saying, it makes sense. So if we do also this thing about the Catarina and the tradition, which is not a big investment, then the concert can be a very secondary aspect. But I want to explain something.
Hey, Gianmarco, why don't can you hold that for a moment? We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back, and we'll have you finish that explanation. Yeah. So stay with us. We'll be right back on Cabomil News and Community Update.
Perfect.
And welcome back to Cabomil News and Community Update English. We are still with Gianmarco Vela, and we were speaking about Sabor a Cabo. And Claudia, you had a question for him that you wanted to continue with.
Well, we were talking about the new reinvention or the reinvention of Sabor a Cabo, and how you were talking about how you are kind of like recovering the focus on gastronomy. Not that it was ever lost, but now that it's gaining greater focus and maintaining the music part and the entertainment part of it, but a little bit to the side. Can you expand on that?
Yes, Claudia. So basically what we did last year, we separated the two things, the music and the gastronomy, but even physically. So you had an area that was dedicated only to gastronomy, so you could easily walk. Everything was close by, everything was happening there. We had a scenario with a competition of chefs, and we had chefs coming from the best 50 San Pellegrino list restaurant of the world, and we had even Gian George, who's a 2-star Michelin, very famous. He has over 40 or 50 restaurants around the world. He was one of the judges. So we really made a big effort to concentrate on the culinary experience. We brought on American Express as one of the sponsors. And then we had the concert, and the concert was separated. But one aspect that we really have to consider is that a big artist or even a big chef really help to promote Los Cabos. You know, when a big artist, I don't know, Earth, Wind and Fire, they get a picture of the arch and they say, we are in Los Cabos, that post has so much value economically and in terms of marketing. And this is what helps us then to have more sponsors, promote Los Cabos, promote the restaurant, and have more funds for the donation.
Well, it's going to be fun no matter what you guys do. So, and we'll be there, so it's all good.
That's for sure.
Gianmarco, we're going to wrap up a little bit. We have our musical guest who's about to join us, Daniel Zanca, and he's going to be coming in a couple minutes here. But wanted to just ask you quickly, because I know that we could spend the rest, maybe 2 more hours talking with you. There's so much to cover. We'll definitely have you back. And we're going to have you back as a musical guest also, now that we know that you're
yes.
maybe have your jazz band. So we'll invite you for that. But my question to you my last question is, what do you like better, regular surfing or kite surfing, and why?
Honestly, I love surfing. I think kite surfing, I like it more because you don't have to wait for the wave.
You make your own.
You make your own thing, and you don't have to compete for a wave. You don't have you have your space. You can decide where to go. It's amazing, Corey. Sometimes I go to the East Cape with friends, and when it's the whale season, you are on a kite and there is the whale just there. You can almost touch it in front of you, and you see all kinds of marine life, and it's an amazing sport. I mean, it's really...
to watch that, I go to Las Barriles and just sit there with my mouth wide open. I can't believe that sport. And when I see that you do that, I'm amazed. I mean, that's incredible.
Wow.
I mean, surfing, I go surfing, and I'm not very good at all, but at least I get up and whatever, and I love it. But I can't imagine the kite surfing. And how does it take a long time to learn?
Corey, absolutely no. Then if you like what you see, you should try it. 100%, I'll tell you, in 1 week, you're going to be up and navigating.
1 week.
Wow.
1 week. There are people at 70 years old that are navigating. It's a sport that also is not that complicated on the back, and you can do it for a long time. It's never too late.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm motivated. Claudia?
Have to record it. I'll be the camera person, and I will record both Gianmarco and Corey kite surfing at the East
I've got the perfect
I think that'll be great.
picture.
You have the perfect...
Oh yeah, Dante, he's a fantastic guy in Los Barriles, and Dante kite surfing is going to be in the water with you, holding you. He's amazing. So
perfect. I'll be having some ceviche at Lazy Days.
That makes sense. You need some strength.
Yeah.
I think you just inspired the whole audience to go out there and try kite surfing. You got to do it. So,
sounds like fun.
Thank you so much. It's been a great having you on the show. We really, really enjoyed it. We can't wait to have you back. And
a lot of fun.
Thanks for everything you do for this community. It means a lot.
Thank you to both of you and to everybody who's listening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Wow, what a great interview, Claudia. That was
so amazing to have the presence, and for Gianmarco to give us his time is really such a gift. So wonderful. Yeah. We're honored.
Well, we have another great guest coming up today, and
yes, Daniel. Hola, Daniel.
He's online here. Let's see. There he is.
Yes, I'm right here. Hello, everybody. Hola.
Hola. We're ready to see you.
Okay.
You got to turn on your camera so we can.
There you go.
Wow.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Just fine. I'm a little bit nervous because the English is not my first language, but I'm really happy to be here.
It's very good. Your English is very good, and we're very happy to have you. Such a talented musician. You have represented Mexico abroad with your music, and that is such a huge accomplishment. I'm sure a lot of people have listened to you and your music. And tell us a little bit about your music and what you do to just make everybody happy.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, thank you very much for the opportunity to be here to present my work. Thank you very much. And I'm really happy to be here. My name is Daniel de Lisanca. I'm a Mexican songwriter. I'm blessed with the opportunity to be a multi-award winner songwriter, and of course to represent my country in several occasions. So I'm really happy to be here.
Good. Well, we're excited to have you here, and we're excited to hear what you're going to play for us. And so one of the things that we do, Danielle, is we have music during the radio show, and then we have a bonus song possibly just for the Facebook Live audience. So if you're happy with that, we would love to include you in the bonus material to inspire.
Yeah, of course. Sounds great to me.
Okay, great.
Actually, right now I'm promoting my new single. It's called Aunque Sea en Otra Vida, and it will be really, really great to play it for you.
Wow, awesome. So Daniel de Lisanca original, and it's called Aunque Sea en Otra Vida.
Yeah.
Even if it's in another life. And
it means something more like I'm going to forgive you even if it takes me a life, something like that.
Oh wow.
This song was made for
no matter how long it takes.
exactly. This song was made for people who was strong enough to transform the pain of a love disappointment into a love for themselves. really community history.
No, it's great.
Wow.
Danielle, before you play it for us, you play around town. You play at Barskina sometimes. Do you play? Where
Yes, of course. It's a really, really nice place.
That's where I've seen you, and it's just amazing to watch you there. Where else do you play? Where else have you?
Well, right now I'm not playing too much.
Like a lot of the artists now, we're not playing a lot.
I know. But I'm trying to play daily at home, to make a live concert. And of course, I have private events, but right now I don't have a specific place to play.
Well, we've had some other artists on, and one of the challenges right now is for artists, and that's one of the reasons we want to bring them on, is to be able to get through this situation where people aren't hiring. So it's a pleasure to have you here, and we can't wait to hear your music.
Thank you very much, and it's true. You told me we're going through for a really difficult time worldwide, and I'm really happy to have this opportunity to sing for everybody.
Great.
Thank you.
No me arrepiento por haber sido una aventura pasajera de tu tonto experimento. No fue mi culpa haberle dado el corazón a quien no tiene sentimientos. Y me perdí creyendo en ti. No me arrepiento. La soledad también es buena compañía y nunca le he tenido miedo. Y si algún día te das cuenta de tu error, esa es decisión del tiempo. Hoy decidí dejarte ir y no me arrepiento de dar y quedarme sin nada. Si bien me lograste engañar, no me cortas las alas. Y no me arrepiento de dar lo mejor que tenía. Te juro que voy a olvidarte, aunque sea no otra vida. No me arrepiento. No será fácil levantarme, pero no seré la víctima del cuento. Si algún día te das cuenta de tu error, esa es decisión del tiempo. Hoy decidí dejarte ir. No me arrepiento de dar y quedarme sin nada. Si bien me lograste engañar, no me cortas las alas. Y no me arrepiento de dar lo mejor que tenía. Te juro que voy a olvidarte, aunque sea en otra vida.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Oh my God. All right, people. I have to tell you what this song says.
I'm already missing my tequila right here.
I know. We need tequila.
I need right now too.
We need something. we need something. This is about loving without regrets.
Exactly.
What a beautiful, beautiful song. And about giving it all, even if you get nothing back, and not regretting that. That's true love. Whatever moved you to write that, I'm jealous. I want love like that. What oh my God. You moved me. Great, great, great song. Loved it.
I'm really happy to hear it.
Is this available for download somewhere, or how? I mean, how?
Sorry, I can hear you.
Is this song available for download somewhere, or how can we?
Yeah, of course, you can find it in everywhere, in YouTube and Spotify, and of course in my Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Like,
Okay,
aunque sea en otra vida.
Share your platforms with us, and we'll put them on the Facebook Live link, so people can go and
yes, of course,
the songs. And wow, great song, great song.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Danielle, I'm sharing something that you sent us, and just so people can see on Facebook Live, and it looks like there's some videos that you have here. Do you see those? If you're on Facebook Live, you can see these links. Can you tell us a little bit about what people will find these videos?
Well, everything is making with my heart. Everything is from the bottom of my heart, and I try to talk about the beauty of the Mexican culture. And of course, I'll talk a lot about love, about stay calm, because it's a really, really important thing right now. And I'm pretty sure that you can find what are you looking for.
Very cool. Well, I can't think of a better message that we need right now than to stay calm.
Yeah.
And, it's just great to have you on the show. So
yeah, actually, my first single, it was called just Calm, exactly.
It's Calm.
Wow. Yeah, it's Calm.
Are you singing that for us today?
Yeah, if you want.
Sure.
Absolutely. We still got about 10 minutes to go. So we wanna hear more songs.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Here we go. This is a really, really good song for especially because the hurricane season. It's really part of the state calm. Oh. Y todos los días sale el sol y todos los días llueve. Oh, oh, oh. A veces las cosas salen mal y se hace lo que se puede con lo que se tiene. Algunas mañanas es mejor ni salirse de la cama. No, oh, 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 oh. Conviene mejor de vez en vez ni quitarse la pijama y quedarse en calma, calma. Oh, porque no todo se resuelve corriendo, hay que parar para escuchar al alma. Calma. Oh, que todo lo malo pasa y por algo pasa. Oh. Disfruta vivir el hoy por hoy, que nadie sabe si habrá mañana. No, oh, 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 oh. Y no pienses mucho en lo que ya pasó, porque no puedes cambiarle nada. Mejor agarra vuelo y avanza, pero con calma. Oh, 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 porque no todo se resuelve corriendo, hay que parar para escuchar al alma. Calma. Oh, que todo lo malo pasa y por algo pasa. Calma, dale al mal tiempo una buena cara. No te preocupes si algunas veces el universo te da la espalda, porque todo te sirve de aprendizaje. No llores más y disfruta el viaje, y ponte atento para que entiendas este mensaje que dice: calma, Oh, 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 porque no todo se resuelve corriendo, hay que parar para escuchar al alma. Ah, 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 calma, que todo lo malo pasa y por algo pasa. Calma. Oh, oh, oh. Thank you very much.
I don't know about you, Claudia, but I don't feel more calm. I feel happy. I feel happier, and I don't feel calm though because I actually want to get up and dance. That kind of moving.
It's calm dancing.
Yeah. In fact, there's something really beautiful about the music. It's not necessary to speak English or Spanish. You can feel it, and that's good enough.
Exactly. Beautiful. I love it. So good.
Danielle, I'm looking at your resume again, and it's amazing to me some of the things that you've done. You were at a camp in Paris. You represented Mexico. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What you did in a songwriting camp, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was the first time that I had the honor to representing Mexico in Europe, and it was crazy because I was the first, not just the first Mexican, the first Latino in the International Songwriting Camp history. It was really, really great. Actually, it was one of the most amazing experience in my career. I had the opportunity to make songs with people from Africa, from London, of course, from Paris, from Hong Kong, from China. It was crazy. It was crazy. One of the best things in my life.
And you so you were the first Latino to be there. So okay, that's incredible. And how many people were there? Like what was the makeup of like how many?
Yes, it's an international thing.
And is it like you write songs together, or how does it work?
Yeah, of course. It was really funny. It was I had a really good time with these people. They make teams for 3 or 5 songwriters, from different countries, of course, and then we show the results. It was beautiful.
Wow. And it also says here you won first place at a festival in Granada, Spain, also for this.
Yeah. I was the first Mexican to win this.
He's taking over the world.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm really happy about it. Yeah, Spain is a really special place for me. The people in there is really warm with the Mexican people, and I hope to make a new tour next year.
Oh, that's great.
In Spain, yeah. Especially in Granada. It's one of the beautifulest places in the world. It's amazing.
Granada. Yeah. I've been to Granada once, and I definitely want to go back. And I hope for all of our sakes that you can do a tour in Spain next year, because that will mean that all of us will be able to travel to Europe, and that's what we're all hopeful for. I know that's the case. So yes. we're all hoping for that. So we have about 3 minutes left, and I just wanted to, maybe you could play another song for us, and even if it goes longer than that, we may say goodbye and take our break as you're playing us off. So what song would you like to play for us?
Yeah, I want to share with you, this song is really special to me because it was my first song in English. So probably it's not perfect, but it's from my heart. I really like it.
That makes it perfect right there.
You're right. It's called Hijos del Sol. And how do you like it? When I was a kid, I never mind about the races and the different kinds. And over time I didn't change my mind. Why will we need to separate by kind? Every day I wonder why we keep doing the same mistakes over and over and over again. again. Why does it seem so difficult to learn that we all belong to Mama Earth? Doesn't matter where do you come from, doesn't matter where do you burn, you'll never be alone, 'cause we're children of the same world. Yeah, we're the sons of the sun. Oh, it doesn't matter where do you come from, doesn't matter where do you burn, you'll never be alone, 'cause we're children of the same world. Yeah, 'cause we're the sons of the sun. Above your religion, above your color scheme, above your possessions, we are all human beings. Don't forget that everybody has a soul. Please remember that the thoughts in your head have the same color. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter where you come, you'll never be alone, 'cause we're children of the same world. Yeah, 'cause we're the sons of the sun. Oh, because we are the sons of the sun, 'cause we are the son of the sun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right on cue. We're gonna take a break right now. We'll be right back. If you go to Facebook Live, you're gonna get another song from Danielle. So be back with us, and we'll be right back.
It's called Juan José y María. Está la historia de José y María, un romance que jamás sucedería. Porque aunque jura que es todo un galán, para que es demasiado fácil ver que solo es un gañán, así que no lo va a pelar. Pero José no es de los que se rinde, se juntó 4 quincenas para invitarla al cine. Y aunque sea cierto que solo un bribón no pierde nada con soñar, aunque se ve que está cabrón, hacer que cambie de opinión. Y ahí va José detrás de su María, pero se quedó atorado en el semáforo en la esquina. Enfrente de él se puso una viejita y no la puede rebasar porque está muy gordita. Y aunque la empuja no se quita. Señora, por favor, deme la mano, yo la ayudo para cruzar porque me está estorbando. No ve que se me escapa la María, que yo no puedo pasar nomás porque usted no se quita. Así que agárrese, ruquita. María del otro lado de la calle se conmueve al contemplar ese detalle. Tal vez había juzgado mal a Juan, tal vez tan solo tiene cara de engañar. Porque Juan no es más galante, pero ayuda a las viejitas a cruzar la calle. Se ve que tiene muy buen corazón y si me piden una cita no voy a decir que no. Así que aquí les dejo una lección. Haz siempre el bien aunque no sea de corazón. Haz siempre el bien aunque no sea con buena intención. Haz siempre el bien aunque no sea de corazón. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's
Thank you very much. Look at this. Se me rompió la cuerda, ¿eh?
Oh, wow.
That's when you know you're playing with a lot of passion. Just boom.
It was too much passion.
Wow.
Very, very good. That was so fun.
Padre. That was
Muchas
fun.
gracias. Thank you very much.
Muchísimas gracias. Thank you so much for just gifting us with your talent and giving us some wonderful music. Thank you so much.
No, thanks to you. for the invitation. I'm really happy to be here. It was my pleasure to play for you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the day.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.
And 3, 2.
And welcome back to Cabomil News and Community Update. Claudia, what a show and what an artist, Daniel Lasanca.
So talented, so talented. And
I mean, we have bonus for you. If you go to Facebook Live or YouTube, you're going to get a bonus song from him that is awesome. It's so funny.
So funny and great. And even when you're being funny and kind of like a little bit irrespectful, disrespectful, there's a nice message into it. You know, it's like always do the right thing. Always be kind, even if you don't really mean it.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed to be the theme throughout his music, though. Always a really great message, and
yeah.
we'll have his information on the Cabomil News page for Cabomil in Facebook, and please check it out. You need to have him at your events. What a talented person. And Claudia, why don't you give us the summary in Spanish of the show today?
El día de hoy tuvimos la presencia de Gianmarco Vela, quien estuvo platicando con nosotros acerca de la situación actual en la industria restaurantera en Los Cabos y de sus impresiones para la recuperación en nuestra comunidad. Y contamos con el talento musical de Daniel Lasanca, a quien tienen que seguir en Spotify y en Instagram, y vamos a tener sus datos en nuestra página de Facebook, Cabomilnews. That was it.
Thank you very much. I'm aspiring to be able to do that one day, so I'll do the summary.
You're almost there. Your Spanish is really good. Almost there.
Well, it was a great show, and it was great having Gianmarco Vela. We will have another show next week. It's going to be great as well. We've got a few people on the docket. We're looking just to confirm timing, but we've got a lot of great guests coming up. Some people from the Alianza Comunitaria de Bajacaliforniasur, also some more musical guests. Definitely you're going to hear from the leadership in Cabo, and please just leave your comments on our Facebook page at Cabomil News with any questions that you have for us, any things you'd like us to address, any ideas you have for the future shows. And tune in at 6 p.m. on Sunday evening for Cabomil News and Community Update. Claudia, thank you for another great show, and we'll look forward to you next week. Everybody stay safe out there and enjoy the rain.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.